Hi everyone, it's Kute here, sending you love wherever you are around the world. I've gotten quite a few emails over the last weeks and friends asking me in conversation about death and dealing with dying and family or friends that have gone through death. And I've been thinking about that the last few weeks and from the moment that we're born as babies, the only guarantee is that at some point we will die. From the moment that we're born, from the first breath, on one level, even though we're alive, we are in a process of dying. But to truly understand death, we must understand life. To truly understand life, we must understand death. That life is a play of interpolaric opposites in the 3D, light and dark, life and death. And that, to me, truly being alive is not resisting death, because that's guaranteed, is not fighting death, but to truly be alive is a process of embracing death fully. Have you embraced death? If death came today, would you be ready? If not, why not? Because I believe the more you can embrace death and move beyond that fear of dying, because there's so many things that we do to avoid death, the more it will free you up to live your life fully and freely and truly alive. That as you go into yourself, as you question who you are and understand who you are, you know that what you are is not just this body. I remember being in Varanasi, India many years ago, and as I was on the banks of the Ganges, I sat on the banks of the Ganges and watched all of these burning bodies on wood pyres burning. I'll never forget seeing an entire head on wood and a priest go around saying the last rites and seeing a head sizzle and the body sizzle and the feet sizzle. It takes about 2 to 3 hours for a body to burn. And I remember thinking, it was like a light bulb went off. It was so clear in that moment. I felt it in my body that we cannot just be this body. The degree to which you are holding on tightly to an identification that you are just this body, that you are just this identity, that you are just this name and form, is the degree to which you will actually be afraid of death, because you are identifying with this form that is guaranteed to die at some point. The great masters, whether it's the gurus in India, Krishnamurti, whether it's a Muktananda, whether it's the great gurus in the Himalayas, or the mystics of the East, or the great heroes, Bruce Lee, Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Jesus, every one of them died. So the question as I sat in front of the Ganges was, who am I really? Are we just this body? The degree to which you think you are just this body and identity, the degree to which you'll be afraid of death. But as you realize that what you are, that there has to be something, a life force energy, a spirit, a consciousness that is living and breathing you, and that same thing is living and breathing all of existence itself as you loosen that grip of your own identity, your own egoic identification to this is me. And as you let go of that and question who you are, as you start questioning who you think you are, and you start going beyond that and connecting to the core of your being, you realize that what you are can never die, because it's the body that dies, but what you are is so much more than just this body. That what you are is beyond death, beyond birth, is truly infinite in nature. And as you realize that you are not just this body, you are not just this color, you are not just this name, this form, that you are an infinite stream of life that is progressing through time, a certain courage, a certain fearlessness is not the right word, but a certain courageousness, boldness starts enlivening in you, because you know that this body might die, but what you are cannot. What you are cannot, and a certain fear starts to melt and drop away. See, I believe that each and every one of us, we are born into this existence. We are born into this world as souls, incarnated in a human body. And the body is the temple, the clothing that in this life encases our spirit, our souls. And we've incarnated because that there are certain lessons that we are here to learn in this school of life. And if life is a school, there's certain lessons to learn. As we learn those lessons that we have come into this lifetime to learn, as we learn those lessons, we graduate, we evolve, we graduate, we evolve. And life is a series of learning. Life is a university. We all have a curriculum. Everyone has their own life's curriculum. As you learn those lessons, I believe that you'll be alive for as long as you are learning the lessons you need to learn in this life. And as you learn the lessons that you have needed to learn, that your soul is seeking to learn, and every single situation, relationship, failure, success, experience in your life is a part of your life school. Life is a school. So as you learn those lessons and you graduate and you evolve, and all lessons are repeated until fully learned. But as you learn those lessons and you grow and evolve to the next stage, I believe there comes a point where you get complete in this life. It's kind of like graduating from high school, and as you get complete with those lessons and learn what you need to learn, then the body drops away. You might call it death. You might call it a transition. You might call it graduation, that perhaps you are graduating from this school of life to another dimension, to another stage of your soul's evolution that is complete with this school. You're complete with high school. Then once you're complete with high school, imagine your high school time is over. You take the test, you graduate, it's time for graduation, and you're like, no, I don't want to leave. I want to stay in high school till I'm, 48. And there you are in high school, and all the other kids are 16 and 17 and 18, and you're 48 going, I'm not going to leave high school. There comes a point where you must realize that being in high school perhaps is not the point. The point is to learn the lessons so you can evolve and go into the next stage. Maybe it's university, maybe it's graduate school, maybe it's life itself, into your craft, and just continue evolving. That we are souls on a journey in time. Learning our lessons and being in this body is one stage in a process of many levels of our evolution. And that we are here, we are born into this world, ultimately to wake up, to remember who and what we really are, to wake up of the sleep, to wake up of just the identification as this body, to recognize our inherent, innate oneness. And as you recognize who you are, you recognize clearly who every single person is. And at that level, you know that we are all one. Black, white, green, Jewish, Buddhist, Muslim, Zoroastrian. It doesn't matter. There's just one consciousness living us all, a one woman, a one man show, living us all, one breath, one life, functioning us all, that can never die. It is like the air. Like the air. If you have a bottle, sometimes we imagine you are the bottle, and we get so identified with the bottle. Oh, I'm the bottle, and I'm a blue bottle, and you're a red bottle. No, you're a green bottle. But if you crack that bottle open, you realize that inside the bottle is air. Outside the bottle is air. There's just air. And where does air begin and where does air end? It's just infinite. You are infinite. So when your friends and family transition, pass away, aka die, just know that the true essence of who and what they are cannot die. The true essence of their being, the true essence of their spirit, the true essence lives on inside of you as a part of you. That they are always with you. Their body is their body might dissolve, but they are not the body. They are that living spirit that is within you, that is you. They are a part of you. They are not just this body. So ultimately they can never die. What they are can never die, just recycles. So when someone dies in your life, feel the grief. There's grief. Acknowledge the grief, acknowledge the sadness, feel it, let it come up in waves, because there might be waves. But as you move through those waves, remember that what they are souls on a journey, learning lessons, and perhaps they have come to a point in their life where it's time for them to graduate, and you can celebrate their life. The life that they've lived, the time that you've had, and perhaps the best way you can love them is to celebrate their life and live your life in such a way that would honor those amazing friends and family in your life, knowing that they are evolving their consciousness to a different dimension and have graduated from this school called life to the next stage. There is no death. At that level, there is no death, because what you are cannot die. You are an infinite soul, an infinite being, timeless, timeless. Live fully, live free, love now.